Today is Tuesday, October 8th, and this is Citrus TV Now. I'm Luke Welch. Let's get right into today's top stories. Yesterday morning, Syracuse police began their investigation of what they called a, quote, suspicious death in Washington Square. 16-year-old Doster Ali Kale was found dead from a gunshot wound. SPD says a 13-year-old was taken into custody after being found a few hundred feet from the scene, but is still yet to be identified. Syracuse police saying the male suspect is being charged with second-degree manslaughter and criminal possession of a weapon. He is currently being held at Hillbrook Juvenile Detention Center and waiting arraignment. Today, SU held graduate and law school information fair from 12 to 4 in the Shine Student Center. Signs around campus have promoted the event for weeks to showcase the fair. 100 schools across the country were featured, from USC to Miami, giving students a chance to learn about their graduate and law programs. Due to the high number of registrations, the event was held in Shine's underground, as well as Goldstein Auditorium. Well, if you're headed north of campus, you may need to find an alternate route. The ramp from Sunset Avenue to exit 23 of I-81 northbound will be closed until Thursday. The closure is due to the I-81 viaduct construction. Instead of their standard route, drivers are advised to be taking Fair Street to Lodi Street to reach the highway. Depending on the weather, the section is expected to be reopened this Friday, October 11th. The West Hill School District has officially chosen a new mascot for their school. Currently the Warriors, the school will now become the West Hill Wolf Pack starting in July of 2025. The change is due to the term having ties to Native American culture, something New York has been aiming to stray from nearly 2 years now. Superintendent Steve Dunham said on X, "The Wolf Pack embodies the values of strength, unity, and resilience, which align with the core values that have always been central to the identity of the West Hill community," end quote. Coming up on the Now, we take a look at the recent updates on Hurricane Milton and what's expected when we come back on your Campus News Leader.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back to the Citrus TV Now. We start downstate, where the New York Jets have parted ways with their head coach, Robert Saleh. The Jets fell to 2-3 on the season after losing to the Minnesota Vikings in London. Saleh went 20-36 in his time leading the Jets. He was the first Muslim American to ever be an NFL head coach. Jeff Ulbrich, the team's defensive coordinator, will take over as the interim head coach. The Jets take to the field next at home against division rival Buffalo Bills on Monday night. New updates with Hurricane Milton. The major storm expected to hit primarily central Florida has been downgraded to a Category 4 hurricane. The storm is expected to come with, quote, disastrous winds and storm surge. This comes just about a week after Hurricane Helene made landfall to the Sunshine State, damaging parts of northern Florida. Evacuations have been ordered for over 1 million people on Florida's west coast. Milton is expected to make landfall tomorrow. Well, luckily, we have one Tampa resident who's safe here in studio, and that's our weather anchor, Tyler Oldano, who's going to tell us more about central New York temperatures. Tyler, what's ahead?
Thank you, Luke. I'm staying high and dry here at Syracuse. We're going to have a little bit of rain coming in the next few hours. Right now, you should be starting to see the drizzles of it coming in. About 57 degrees outside right now, but the clouds are rolling in and the water is just beginning to pour. That's going to continue on later tonight when the temperatures dip a little bit more. 47 is going to get down to 3 a.m. and the rain's just going to kind of continue, but it's going to pause a little bit at 3 a.m. Tomorrow morning, though, that's when the rain's going to kind of continue. Later in the afternoon, it's just going to kind of happen, starting and stopping and starting and stopping. The typical Syracuse kind of fare you all know and love by now. It's going to be getting to around 57 at 8 a.m. tomorrow, so keep that in mind when you're walking out the door and preparing for your classes. That's all I have for me. Back to you, Luke.
Tyler, thanks so much. It's looking great. Coming up on News Live at 6, Archie Bazerman tells us what an SU game day experience is like for the staff of the J-Mayer Wireless Dome. That's all the time we have for you today on the Citrus TV Now. For more of the latest, you can follow us at Citrus TV News on X and Instagram. I'm Luke Welch. The news continues in an hour with Lauren Holdmeyer and Caitlin Campbell. Have a great night, Syracuse.